All right, rebels, welcome to the beginning of something different. This is the this is Podcasters Business Insider, the daily show where creators stop playing small and start building like business owners. Here, we don't chase downloads for vanity. We build systems, strategies, and shows that actually pay the bills. If you've ever felt stuck recording into the void, wondering if your podcast will ever grow into more than just a hobby, this is where the guesswork ends. Because you're not just a podcaster, you're a founder, a strategist, a builder. And together, we're going to turn your mic into a media empire. So buckle up, Pod Rebels, because clarity beats chaos, strategy beats hustle, and momentum beats perfection. So let's get into it. Today, we're going to be looking at a case study that shows just how Justin Moore built $2,000 per month from his podcast without big sponsors, plus 2 industry stories on TikTok's new guidelines and a journalist's mastery of the meme coin beat. So let's get into it. Did I already say that? Yeah, I did already say that. It's been a little bit of a crazy day. I have gotten moved forward by taking a couple steps back with the workflows and everything. You've noticed that I've been saying this a lot because I have been working quite extensively this month on a workflow for getting guests on to Podcasters Business Insider, because there is a paywall involved and there are things that need to be triggered, and I don't want to do it manually. We've talked about this. Remember, strategy, systems, all these things. Systems work into your strategy, and your strategy works because of your systems. So when you build the good system, when you have a good strategy, you can implement a good system to run the strategy on autopilot. That's exactly what we're trying to go here with Podcasters Business Insider, teaching you how to do that stuff. So let's get into today's news segments. First one came out of TechCrunch. TikTok's new guidelines. TikTok's new guidelines tweak rules for live creators, AI content, and more. Why this matters? Even small policy changes can shift how podcasters repurpose content, especially live sessions such as this and AI-assisted posts. My take on this: if TikTok is part of your growth plan, you need to review these updates now to avoid compliance mistakes that could kill your reach. And it also emphasizes not being in one place. Right now, Podcasters Business Insider is exclusively on YouTube. Next week, we will be going live on LinkedIn and Rumble. So those are 2 more places that we're going to be going live. So we're going to have YouTube, Rumble, YouTube, Rumble, and LinkedIn. The week after, we're going to implement Facebook, and I'll see what I can do about Instagram. I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. You have to be careful of what the trends are as well. And like I've been harping all this time, where is your audience? My audience is here, LinkedIn, and Rumble. That's why I'm focusing on those 3 right now. All the others like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I don't know if they're there. So it's like that's going to be a nice to have. X, they are on X, but we're not ready to go on X yet. We're not ready to go there yet. we should, and I should be looking at it, but there's just a lot to look after. Maybe, you know what, after the following week, I'll look at getting on X as well for the lives. So you have to have a heartbeat on what's going on with where you're trying to do your business. If their community outreach updates there, and you go against the compliance rules and regulations of the corporation, they will shadow ban you, one, and if not completely ban you right out. So you need to be careful, and you need to diversify where you are putting your content, because it just can't be in one place. If that place goes against of what you're saying, they will shut you down. They will shut you down. 100% they'll shut you down. And they're not going to apologize for it. It's the rules of the platform. If you abide by them, great. If you don't abide by them, too bad, so sad. But if you're in multiple different places, it's like, okay, I lost my audience in one place. Maybe I can, you know, get somewhere else. And the best place is on your own website. That's the best place. Unless GoDaddy or one of those big, big, big places, they shut that down too. They have been known to do that, GoDaddy. And some other big ones too. So, article number 2, Molly White's meme coin reporting. Headline: Independent journalist Molly White knows how to follow the meme coin. Why this matters? It shows how niche expertise paired with consistent reporting can build a loyal following even in volatile markets. My take on this is, don't shy away from niche or unconventional topics. Owning that space means owning the audience's trust. If you are a professional doing something at work, for example, no one's going to go to the new person to go get that done. They're going to come to you. I apologize. It has been an extremely long day today. So what you want to do is find that niche where you can double down. Meme coins in cryptocurrency. I don't know if you guys do any crypto trading. I used to. I don't do it anymore. Not because I don't like it. I'm trying to focus, one, on this, and two, in the regular stock market. It's not going anywhere. No matter what everybody says, it's not going anywhere. People are gonna push that fear monster on you. Oh, the stock market's gonna crash. It's not gonna crash. It won't crash. It may dip, but it won't crash. It may crash and then recover right away. There are systems in play where they won't allow them to. That's where all the big boys play. They're not going to let all the big boys go bankrupt. So don't focus on that. My suggestion: focus on that rather than cryptocurrency. Look at cryptocurrency. I'm not saying not to do it, but you got to be careful with. I'm going off on a tangent here. You got to be careful with these meme coins, because you can lose a lot. You can gain really quickly, and just as quickly you can lose. What Molly White's been doing with the meme coin reporting is that she has been consistently reporting on how meme coins are going and what are they doing. So she's been able to tap into that marketplace of ideas, and she's been able to capitalize, which is exactly what we're trying to do with here. You have a very small niche market, and what you're trying to do is get your following behind it, behind you. So now you become the product expert or the application expert of whatever you're trying to talk about. And that way You monetize. You're able to monetize. Remember, we've been talking about trying to learn how to monetize hugely off of small audiences. Last week we talked about some guy who was making $1,000 off of 350 people. Today we're going to be talking about Justin Moore, who's making $2,000 a month extra in his pocket, $2,000 a month extra in his pocket, and his audience is not that big. He doesn't need it to be big, and you don't need your market to be big. You don't need your audience to be big. Remember, we're not looking at downloads. We're looking at how much you can monetize off of the people that are in your stratosphere, in your little bubble, which is a good segue into today's theme, case study. This case study is on Justin Moore, Creator Wizard. Who is Justin Moore? Justin runs Creator Wizard, teaching creators how to land brand deals. His strategy is build an email-first ecosystem with a podcast supporting the funnel, much like we're doing here. Monetization happens through sponsorship coaching programs, downloadable templates and guides, anywhere between $39 and $100. Premium membership tiers, podcasts. The podcast builds trust and the email drives sales. This is the platform that you should be looking at for your entire business. This is how I've structured Podcasters Business Insider. This is how I've structured Control Alt Elite. This is how I've structured Boots on the Ground. Well, Boots on the Ground is more like it is and it isn't. But the podcast not only builds trust, but it also builds you as the content expert in what you do. Now, I'm not talking about work-wise. It may be about work-wise. It can be about work, but what you do as a professional online, as a content creator, that's what the podcast does. Podcast / lives. Now, lives give this feel that you can keep growing. You can keep talking on a daily basis, and you build more trust that way. Where the podcast comes in, this is the part that I like about podcasts, is that you not only become the resident expert in that niche, but you're also bringing on other people who are also experts in their niches. So now you have a referral process for any person that comes into your little bubble. I've used this with a Fitness Oracle, and it works fantastic. Remember, I've told you guys this story before, where when I ended the Fitness Oracle, I had 100 guests. I had 100 different ways to direct a customer to get extra help, which I was not an expert in. I was an expert in muscles, joints, and bones, like how muscle controls the joint and the bone that it surrounds. That was my expertise. But when it came to nutrition, no idea. When it came to supplements, I have an idea, but for me. When it came to meditative stuff, I had people for that. When it came to mindset stuff, I had people for that. When it came to learning how to publicly speak, because it's a fear and people, I know this firsthand, I had people for that. So if one of my customers says, you know what, John, I've been, I'm feeling really sluggish and it's really hard for me to go to the gym. I wanted to see if I can have some supplements that will help me. Well, perfect. I have 3 people that I can refer you to. That's what I mean by your podcast builds trust. You become not just the resident expert in your field, but now you have a network of people that you can refer out to, which I mean, it takes you from here to here. Your email, your email is your selling tool. I don't ever want to sell anything here. All my selling will happen through email. Period. And I make nice emails and I make it, easy for the reader to read, even throw in a video that's coming soon. Um, and the good thing is you don't really need a big email list. You don't need 100,000 people on your email list. You can, all the power to you. And you have more chances of making a sale, about 100 times more. If you have 100,000 people, if you have 1,000 people, you have 10 times. It's 10 times more chances. I mean, the bigger your email list, the better chances you have to make sales. End of story. End of story. So why this works? Evergreen episodes feed evergreen products. We are currently releasing an evergreen of episodes on Podcasters Business Insider. Tomorrow we'll be releasing a part number 3 to the podcast, the four-part series of the podcast blueprint. So it's easy. All you have to do is just wait for the next video. Once this is done, you'll see a link to go to the how to start your podcast, and it will two of the 4 parts is already out. Tomorrow part number 3 is coming, and in a couple of days part number 4 is coming. There's a little bit of stuff that we need to work on, and it's no dependence on CPMs or large audience size. Like I said before, when you have a good email list, when you have a good when you have a solid email list, let's say 100 people, you're bound to get 10 people. The rule is 2%, 2 to 5%. So you can get 2 to 5 people paying you every month. That's why I said, like, when you get to the thousands, you've just 10 times that. Our focus here is one thing and one thing only: build our email list. That's my main focus. I have this to build it with. I have my podcast that's coming up next month. That's going to build it. Everything is derived to build that email list because that is my selling tool. This is not. This is my information giving tool. So we need to be able to, understand the two things that we can use these two tools for. So the podcast itself is just a trust building tool. It's not the primary product. It's part of a larger sales ecosystem. You need the podcast to market your product. The product here, and I'll tell you straight out, and we're working on this, is a 6-week course for you to start your own podcast. Not just, pardon me, 1 second. Not just start your podcast, but market it properly and monetize it properly. Because remember, we need to utilize this as a business rather than just a hobby. What's the point of having a hobby if it's not making you any money and you're spending at the very least $300 a month? There's no reason. Oy. All right, 3 things I want you to take away from today. Build your email list first. Use the podcast to grow it. Sell to your niche. Specific offers resonate more. Make every episode a gateway. Direct listeners to a freebie or a paid product. I like giving freebies away to the point where I have given enough value, usually about the fifth freebie, third or fifth freebie, and then I sell something. You'll see. You'll see. Sign up to the newsletter, and we're going to be starting email campaigns. Use my method so that you can see how the process works. I've spent the last 5 years trying to figure this out. And you'll see it work. You'll see it in motion. I would love it if you purchase something, and if you do find the value in what I have to offer with the upcoming email campaigns, then definitely, move forward with it. Definitely move forward. And you will find value. 100% you'll find value. If you want more episodes like this, plus exclusive tools, strategies, and monetization playbooks for podcasters, subscribe to the Rebel Intel newsletter. Every other week, we deliver actionable insights straight to your inbox so you can stop guessing and start growing. And Monday is the next iteration of the Rebel Intel. So sign up for the newsletter so you can get the next one on Monday. Which, speaking of Monday, we're going to be kicking off a deep dive into growth loops, what they are, how they work, and how podcasters use them to blow up without paid ads. Until then, you guys have an amazing weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday. I'm going to jump back into Make and get a little bit more gray because I like torturing myself a little bit. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. And then tomorrow we will be releasing another episode to the four-part series of the podcast blueprint. So stay tuned for that. We'll be around this time, 7 to 9 p.m. Stay tuned for that, and we'll just dive into it. Leave some comments in the comments below. I will do everything I can to respond to everybody. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Please share this with people that you think that are interested in podcasting. I know we can help them. You guys have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday.